You know why successful women are often unlucky in love? That's because healthy women are like peaches. They are juicy and soft on the outside and strong on the inside. And men are like eggs, they're strong on the outside and soft on the inside. And for a man to show up as who he really is, because when you're looking at an egg, you don't know, is it a egg of a peacock? Is it an egg of a lizard? Or is it an egg of a crocodile? And you think, well, Alina, size matters. No, no, size might not tell you what it is. So, what we need is light and warmth, and that's how the egg hatches. And if you think about it, if you try to force it, if you try to act like a man, like a masculine energy, like an egg, like a high achieving woman has to be masculine at work, but if she brings that masculinity into her personal life, then it's two eggs trying to crash each other to see who are you inside. Now, here's the thing that people forget. If the force is applied to the egg from the outside, life ends. If the force is applied from the inside of the egg, life begins. And as I said, we need light and warmth for the egg to have enough strength and courage to open up from the inside. And so this is not to say that masculine women are not healthy. No one offend anybody. I'm saying healthy feminine. So if you think different, if you have thought that I didn't mean that women are not healthy if they're strong, that's not what I meant. Healthy feminine energy is about warmth, is about softness and strong strength on the inside. You're still a strong woman on the inside. But for a relationship to work, only one person can claim mostly feminine energy and only one person can claim mostly masculine energy because we all have a little bit of both, but we have a dominant side. And if we have two peaches, and it's also not going to work because we need duality. We need connection where it's juicy and spicy when there's two different ways of being. And so if you are a woman who is beaten up like a peach, beaten up with so many bruises, and there's only the pit left. And you're thinking, well, I have this strength, and I'm too tired. I'm too tired to beaten up by life to be soft again. Here's what I invite you to think about. If you have a pit, but you want a peach, what do? You plant it. You plant it into a healthy soil and you nurture it with water and food and energy and light. And then the peach pit will grow into the plant and bring you peach tree with peaches on it. And that is what we have to do. And this is what I do with my clients. We nurture the pit so much that it starts to sprout and create the juicy fruit that you desire to be. Now, when you are a healthy woman, and this is something that I've learned personally because I used to be the pit, I was strong and I was like, oh, I'm not going to show anybody my softness inside until you earn it. And then the man is an egg, right? And he is like, well, I'm not going to show you my inside until you're warm and light. And so it didn't work. And what I had to do, and this is from personal experience, I've spent a lot of money on coaches, so I can give you the gist here so you don't have to spend the money and the time. It is all up to you. Nobody's ever going to do the work for you. I will tell you that. You have to do the inner work and you have to become your own parent. You have to become your own parent where you are letting yourself grow into the peach tree that you desire to be. And what I mean by that is you have to be patient with yourself. You have to feed yourself physically the best food. Warm food is the best food to soften up the feminine energy. Warm, delicious, beautiful food. I'm drinking water here from a beautiful glass. And I invite you to also nurture that peach tree with beautiful things that make you happy. And it's just about little things daily. And then you nurture yourself and you ask yourself, well, honey, darling, what would you like today? What would you like to do today? And you nurture yourself, just like you nurture a little plant. That's the only way to become the woman of your own dreams. I have to say, it's the only way. You have to nurture yourself. Now, I can help as a coach. I'm happy to hold your hand and I'm happy to guide you and tell you how much to water yourself, so to speak, how much to feed yourself, because that is my area of expertise. And I've been coaching people for 16 years now. But you have to do the work. If you want to become the woman of your own dreams, I'd say if you want to become the Birkin of your own life, you have to nurture yourself. And you also have to ask yourself every day, what will make you happy? What will make you feel soft? One great way to do this is to imagine you already have a man of your dreams. And you wake up and you're thinking, well, if I have this man of my dreams right now, what would it feel like? And you imagine the feeling and you incorporate that feeling right there, right inside your body, right in this moment, right now. Imagine, mm, I know what exactly it would feel like. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, what would you actually do with that man? And then do that with yourself. Take yourself out on a date, take yourself out on a trip, take yourself to bed if you want. Whatever it is, you have to provide for yourself to become that feminine energy, to cultivate the softness. Because if you look back when you were a little baby, you were soft and you were sweet, but you didn't have the core inside yet. So maybe you were abused as a child. Maybe you were bruised as a child because you didn't have the core. And so you grew the core, but you forgot the softness. And it's about both because we don't want to be soft women who are being pushed over and we don't have the boundaries because we have. We have to have boundaries and say, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I will tolerate, this is what I won't tolerate. And it is all your internal compass, your internal core. And what my coaches have done were just telling me, this is not your desire. Like I would say, how about this guy? Like, no, that's not your desire. That's not who you want to be with. Remember your core. Like my coach will always remind me, remember who your core is. Remember what you want. Remember the energy you desire. Coming back to me. And so I'm just telling you this because if you're just watching and you don't want to spend thousands of dollars and you just want to spend time on yourself, bring yourself back to that energy. What do I want? How do I want to nurture myself? I'm a peach tree in the making. How do I want to nurture that tree? And how do I want to nurture my body? How do I want to nurture my soul? Daily, every single day. When you meet a man, you go, how does my body feel around this man? If it's just like all excited, oh my God, he's so hot, that's a whole different story. That is not the peace we're looking for. We want a man who makes us feel peaceful in our bodies. You can be excited and peaceful, but peaceful is the most important thing. Safe is the most important thing. And safety and peace always comes with you. Begins with you. And then the man comes in and you go, okay, I was peaceful right before he came in. Do I still feel peaceful now when he's around me? Does he add more peace or does he make me feel anxious? That's how you grow. And then over time, it takes practice. Again, a peach tree does not sprout from a pit in one day and does not bear fruit the next day. It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time to teach your body to become the peach. And there are ways to accelerate, of course. So if you're interested in doing that, I'm happy to help, but it still takes time. It still will take time. Even if we do a quick session, it will still take time on your part to nurture it daily. You still have to live with yourself. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it is the only way. No other guru, no other anybody can tell you, like, yes, like this, you're going to be a different person. Yes, within 2 hours of a session with me, you will feel like a different person. And then you have to continue nurturing it. We can accelerate, but you still have to continue nurturing it every day. It will be easier because you will have a blueprint now and you will know what it feels like, but it still has to be the inner work. That's all. So I hope this inspires you to become the juicy peach outside and the strong pit in the inside. And if you are thinking, well, Alina, wait a minute. If a man comes in, like, I don't want to show him my softness. I don't want him to bruise me like other men have. Don't let him in to touch your energy. Keep a man at the distance as if you're the incubator. Bring you warmth and light, but you don't have to let him in. You can still be soft and juicy, but until he invests in the relationship, you don't have to give yourself to him. Emotionally, you don't have to give himself physically. You don't have to do any of that. That's where the core is. That's where your core, your boundary is. Is it safe for me to actually be with this person and share my energy with him? Is it safe for me to be with this person and take his energy? You have to know what that's like, because a peach is there just being pretty and being juicy, regardless of who is watching. But a healthy peach will not let a man in too close. Because if you think about, if a man tries to bite a big peach, the pit is there to stop him. And that's how we have to discern who we let in, who we even let in to touch our peach, our garden. It's your choice. You don't have to jump in. I would imagine you look at a man as an egg, as I just taught you. And I would imagine you saying, well, I don't know who you are inside. Let me just be this juicy peach, this warmth and light, and then see who you are. Let yourself be revealed first. You don't have to reveal yourself, but you also don't have to be like, I'm not gonna let you in. I'm gonna have a boundary, and you're an asshole. All men assholes, and I'm never gonna talk to anybody until you prove to me that you are like, no, that's being hard on the outside. But being soft on the outside means just smiling, being happy, enjoying your life for yourself, and not being afraid of being yourself. Again, doing it a safely manner. Being safe is very important. And that's how you also know in your core, are you feeling safe? There's certain things that are reasonable. Like you don't go out into a dark street by yourself and be like, here I am, everybody. I'm just a juicy peach. You don't do that. But if you are alone in your space, if you are with a man on a date, if you are out in the world, being soft and being nice and being juicy, being sweet for no reason, knowing that if something doesn't feel safe, you go, whoa, no, that's too much. But that only comes after, because a lot of women, before they even get a chance to talk to a man, they're like, I'm gonna be strong and I'm this and I'm that, and not even smiling. Not even smiling. A lot of women like put this big guard up before they even talk to somebody. And this is what I'm talking about. Have the guard inside, but be soft and juicy and sweet on the outside for yourself, because that's who you are. Because if you are having the hard shell, that means you're protecting the soft, sweet, innocent little girl. And that innocent little girl is lonely. And if you just let her be sweet and soft in life, again, if you're a businesswoman in a meeting, you might not be soft and light because you are masculine energy in a meeting and you need to lead the meeting. When you're in a personal life, let yourself be soft and sweet on the outside. But if something doesn't feel safe, only then you're like, nope, I have a boundary. This doesn't feel safe. I don't want to talk to you longer, or I don't want to go home with you, or I don't want to continue this date, or whoa, this energy, what you just said does not feel right for me. Thank you so much. I'm going to go. But leading with a softness and feeling your core, a man will feel you being safe in your body. A man will know that you are soft outside, but you're not a pushover if you have the core. It's about having the balance. So I hope this is helpful, and I'm welcoming your feedback. And I hope that you create the life that you desire and you become the Birkin of your own life, the star of your own life, the main character of your own life that you've always dreamt of being. Okay, until later. Bye.